Hi, Billy. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Cecilia. How are you doing?
Awesome. I'm really glad to be able to meet up today to talk about a special place in my heart, our Homes for Heroes.
Yeah, it's an amazing program, and I'm so glad that you asked me and Sherry to be part of what you're doing because it really does resonate and hit home with a lot of us to make sure that we're recognizing, the heroes in our local communities and helping them to become homeowners along the way as well. So yeah, I'm thrilled to hear you really kind of talk about this because I know how special it is to you. So yeah, go ahead. Let's jump right in. Do you want me to go ahead and start the screen share so we can talk about it?
Yes, that'd be awesome.
All right, there we go.
So, the Homes for Heroes program is an awesome, no strings attached, just pure contribution back to our heroes. And we're talking about our firefighters, police, teachers, military, and medical professions. And in the medical, it also includes our dental professions. So I don't want to leave them out either. And it has just been a great way for me to service the community in a way that I have not been able to do before in my business. So I'm very excited to keep expanding it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, and the thing that you said that really hit home with me was no strings attached. I think that's the biggest downside to a lot of the programs that are out there to incentivize home buyers is everyone thinks there's a catch involved. And this one, truly, you're 100% correct. There is no catch involved with this. I mean, there's no strings attached. So I think that's great. And it really does. I mean, when you think about it, how many people in our communities are firefighters, police, teachers, military, and even medical service providers? Look at how many of those professionals there are that live amongst us, that work amongst us, by us, but most importantly, they take care of us. So, and I know that's a big part of your why. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Tell us why you got involved with Homes for Heroes and why it's so important to you.
So, about 3 years ago, I discovered the ability to use this program to help our community heroes. And I do this because, my father served for over 30 years in the Prince George's County Sheriff's Department. So, I grew up as a daughter of a police officer, and I saw his impact on our community. And I saw him buy his first house and things like this didn't exist back then. And not only that, my daughter's in the Air Force now, and they're reaching the age where they're talking about buying houses. And my sister and cousins are teachers. And I have a best friend that has been a nurse. We've been best friends for 40 years. And with COVID and everything, you just see the impact of how much these people serve our community.
Right.
And then I also volunteer at the La Plata Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary to help the guys down there at the fire department. And this just all brings a way that I can personally help them. So I really love it.
Yeah, and I understand and appreciate that as well. My dad was Navy. Both my in-laws, my wife's parents, they're both retired Air Force. My son is a volunteer firefighter here in our community, and even going further than that, before I got into the mortgage business, actually worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs, where my mom worked for over 35 years. So the military, the police, the fire, all these local professions, school teachers, there's so many of us that have impact on our lives, and they really do kind of go, they work under the radar. And I think in some cases they're very underappreciated. And I think it's important for us to be able to recognize them. And this is a way that we can do so professionally. So I really love the fact that it's such, so meaningful to you and even myself adding a little bit to that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the fact that most people that come to me, they don't even know about this program. I'm putting them into it. I'm voluntarily saying to them, hey, by the way, we're already working together, but I'm going to give you an additional benefit to working with me because of your service to the community. And the surprise and appreciation is just amazing. And it's easy. There really are no strings attached. You just have to be a hero. That's it. And work with an agent that is able to pass along these savings, which is me. And that's all there is to it. And when you purchase or sell a house, depending on the commission involved, you're going to receive part of that commission right back from me out of my pocket. And that is just the great benefit of it. And I love the stories I hear, how it's helped people either by, that my last hero, actually, here's the big check that I always do at closing with him. He sent me a picture of his big screen TV he got.
I love that. And it's funny you
But
say that, because people need to furnish these homes that they're buying, and these checks that come back, they really do go a long way towards that. So yeah, that's important to hear. I like that. That's a great story to tell. So tell me real quick, how did Homes for Heroes come about, and how did you hear about it, and how long have you been involved in it?
So it actually was a program started after 9/11 to help those of the community, receive back from those in the real estate industry for their dedication to such a horrific event that we went through, right? And again, we've just seen this with COVID, how much these people that support our community, the stress that's put upon them. And this is just a way a nonprofit foundation was created as a way to give back to those that give so much when we really need them. And it's important. And like I said, I am surrounded by heroes, and I just thought, how amazing is this?
Well, and tell me, I know you've already shared with me a little bit of your numbers, and I'm overwhelmed and just kind of blown away with how you've helped people. But tell us a little bit about how people save money, and how much money can they get back for just buying a house and being a local hero in their community. I'm going to move forward to the next slide. So this is a really good one, because this will kind of give us a little bit of some examples before you talk about your specific numbers and how you've helped people.
Right. So it really is just on the individual basis, based off of the house sales price and the sales commission. But this just gives an example of a generalized thought process of what someone would receive back based off of those purchase or sales prices. And so and it literally is no strings attached. That just is right out of my pocket. Once I make that commitment, it's there.
Right. And look at that. This one shows that, for example, a $250,000 purchase is going to give the hero back a check for $1,750 at closing. And in addition to that, my contribution that we're going to kick in as your partner as well in these programs is that we're going to reimburse the hero the cost of their appraisal. Now, our rules are a little bit different because we've got a lot more compliance that we have to agree to. But one of the things that we want to do is to make sure that we're participating and contributing back as well, is as the lending partner. We want to make sure that we're going to reimburse the consumer for whatever was the cost of their appraisal. And we're going to give them that money back at settlement as well, on top of what you're going to give them, which is more percentage based. So I think that's really terrific. So tell us a little bit, like I've got this great next slide, which is great because it shows just how many people you've helped, just a few slides. And the one thing that I noticed in particular is just the dollar amount on all of these big checks that you're written. We're seeing anything, from $2,000 all the way up to, there's a couple in here that are over $6,000. So on average, tell us a little bit about what each hero is getting back from you.
So on average right now, based off of how many heroes I've helped, they're averaging about 3,000. But yes, I've had some heroes because they sold a house and then turned around and bought a house. Like you've seen, they're getting over $6,000 back. Well, that's huge. That paid for an entire move for one set of my heroes.
Wow.
Which is a huge cost. And they were so appreciative. I've had military members, people don't really understand. They think, oh, we're going to get a closing check for like $100 or something like that. No, this is a big deal. This is a big percentage. And so I love the smiles when they see the big check come out and they're like, really, this is what we're getting? You're really gonna, and I'm like, yep, in a week, you're gonna receive a check in the mail. And it makes a huge difference to them.
So that's great. And I want you to talk about that just for a few more seconds, you know, because a lot of people are going to wonder, how do I get this check? I mean, clearly they're not going to take that big, giant, oversized check into their local bank and cash it. So, and it, you know, I think there's some confusion. Is it going to show up as a credit on the Alta, or how do they get paid? How are they compensated and reimbursed for being a participant in the program?
So they actually, we could do it two different ways. If they are really short and the lender allows for it, that can be a credit on the Alta for them. But most times I process it through the nonprofit foundation and they receive a check directly from Homes for Heroes. I send Homes for Heroes the money because of course we got to stay within RESPA guidelines and, you know, not step on any toes. And then they are able to receive that money in their mailbox, take it straight to the bank. I've had a couple people want to keep the big check, but I got to keep reusing that. So they get the actual check to take to the bank in about 10 days after closing.
Well, I love that. All right, so now let's talk about what your overall goal is. I mean, we're in that January season right now where people are setting goals as they move forward. You know, and it looks like, you know, over the last 3 years, you've helped over 29 heroes and given back over $80,000 of your commissions. That's the important part, giving that back to our heroes at the time of their closing. And I know you're looking for more people to help. Have you set any goals for yourself this year that, you know, of how many heroes you'd like to help in your community? And I know you've got myself and Sherry helping out as well. So hopefully that'll help to give us the three of us combined, we'll be able to help even more people. But what are your personal goals for this year, Cecelia?
So I would honestly like to help 2 heroes a month, 24 heroes this year. And so 29 heroes equaled $80,000. So with the increase in home prices, I probably could give that much back alone in 1 year with 24 heroes at this time. So that would be awesome. I would really love to help people get into houses. You know, interest rates are higher and every dollar counts. And it, you know, it's just a great way to help people out.
All right. Well, one of the best ways that we can work to making sure that we're getting the word out and letting people know about it is by just kind of reaching out to those in our community and sharing some details about the program as well. And I know myself and Sherry and you, we've all been working really hard over the last few months to make sure that we're out and we're touching and visiting, I should say, the local heroes in our community. Now, I'm hitting all the fire departments in my community. Cecelia, you're doing what? Tell us about who you're reaching out to.
So I go visit the guys down at the La Plata Fire Department, but I've been hitting all the different police stations, Maryland State Police, the Sheriff's Department, in the different counties in the Southern Maryland areas. And the Maryland State Police, they just tickle me because they are just so happy when I come in, and they're very excited. They have a lot of new graduates and they're ready for them to use this program to help their new graduates. And they love the snacks. You and Sherry have been great about participating in this. And Trusted Title also, you know, is able to give a rebate to our heroes at settlement too. Of course, everything that's allowed within the lending guidelines, but we try to make sure between the 3 of us, the trifecta, that we give everyone the best deal at the end of the day, you know, when they close on their house, that they aren't being overcharged and they really are getting the best service.
So you mentioned snacks, and I don't know anyone who doesn't like snacks. I mean, snacks are important for all of us. It's like a food staple. You've got it included in your major food groups, right? So what we've been doing is we've been delivering what we call our snack attacks, and we've been doing it monthly at a lot of our local fire departments, police departments, state police departments, the hospitals,
Schools.
schools, making sure that the teachers are included. So what you're seeing on your screen right now is just a photo of some of our good friends at one of our local volunteer fire departments. I'm going to go through a couple more slides. Here's another great one. Tell us about this young lady. What were you visiting here?
This is our dentist's office here in the first floor of our Remax building here in White Plains. And again, they love it when we're delivering our snack buckets out. They just get a kick out of them.
And I love this next slide that I'm going to share with you, because this guy looks exactly how I would look if somebody walked into my office with a big bucket of snacks for me. I would be too tickled to get these snacks. So tell us about this gentleman.
He was so happy because he had forgotten to pack his dinner. And he was like, oh my God, you're an angel for bringing this in, because this is going to be my dinner tonight. And you brought my favorite, Fritos.
Right, same, right? That's my guilty pleasure as well, the chili cheese Fritos. Trust me, when I'm out delivering these, I'm so tempted to reach in there and grab those Fritos for myself, but I don't. So Cecelia, I think this is absolutely a phenomenal program, and I know Sherry and I at Trusted Title, we're both thrilled to be participating in it. So tell us a little bit, if we know anybody, or you have a friend or a family member, or maybe it's yourself, that is a local community hero. And again, we're talking about fire, military, police. We're talking about school teachers, and we're also talking about our medical professionals, whether you work at a hospital, whether you're employed by a local dentistry office. You're serving your community in a way that we really want to make sure that we're giving back to you. So tell us again how people can reach out to you to either learn more about the program or just benefit from the program as a prospective home buyer.
All they have to do is reach out and call, text, or email me, Cecelia Sage Realtor at gmail.com, keeping it simple. You know, I'm here at the Remax 100 building in White Plains, but I service all of Southern Maryland, actually, well, all of Maryland, but my specialty is Southern Maryland. But I am on both sides of the bridges in Virginia too. So my Virginia friends aren't left out. So it doesn't matter where you live, you can receive this benefit. All you have to do is call. That's all.
That's awesome. So, and I can tell you, you know, as a participating vendor in the program myself, and Sherry, we're excited to be part of it, and you're our leader through this. So we're following your lead. So we're glad and proud that you brought us into this with you. And yeah, we're just looking forward to helping as many people as we can, and especially letting our local heroes know how much they mean to us for what they do for our communities.
Absolutely. And I'm really glad to have you guys out there supporting this community effort with me.
Right. So this video is going to be posted on your social media. We're going to share it on our social media channels as well. So if you're somebody sitting at home and you're scrolling through your Facebook and you see this video and this program can benefit either you or somebody that you know, be sure to tag them below in the video so that other people can learn more about it, because, you know, our outreach is only so good, but we can't reach as many people without your help as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, Cecelia. And I look forward to our next meeting.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, Billy.
Absolutely. Take care. Have a good one.